All right, next we got Tony Schiavone. So this whole sit down, and I think they even advertised it this week that it was going to be a sit down with
Yes, they did.
Renee. Yeah, but instead it was in the ring. So they should have explained, and I don't think they did, that Britt last week said that Tony Schiavone's her personal interviewer. So unless it was going to be Tony doing this interview, she wasn't going to do it. They should have actually said that, but they didn't. Yeah, but whatever. This is a small point. Saraya. Saraya says, everyone's wondering what's going on here. Am I cleared or not? Will I wrestle or not? Well, unfortunately for Britt, I'm 100% cleared, and everybody cheers. Everyone loved Saraya for about 2 minutes.
And that is where this promo should have ended, because that was fantastic delivery. And then you get out of there. And then.
Yeah. Well, then, okay, I'm going to say, I really like Britt's promo. First of all, Tony just left. So this sit down, whatever it was, like he didn't need to be there anymore. So he left. Saraya was really emotional over the reaction she got. Britt looked annoyed. And then she said, AEW is my, or no, Saraya said AEW is my house. Britt says, is there anyone more fickle than an AEW fan? And she was prophetic because she went on to do this speech. She said that AEW, or she said that she questions whether or not Saraya even still knows how to wrestle. We're not clear. She says, I built AEW from the ground up until it became a fortress. Superstars like you wanted to move into it, and I'm damn proud of that. Fans who she just called fickle start cheering for her and chanting DMD. She says that you call this your house and you haven't even laid a single brick. I love that line. She says that she is everything Saraya wishes you'd been. You left your house and walked into mine. We don't take walk-ins, so you need to make an appointment. And then I love that. Like, I actually really, really like this promo.
Oh, you liked the bitch part?
I didn't even notice the bitch part. I just liked the promo. I liked Britt's part of the promo. I did. Okay. I could have done.
Her part of the promo was great.
I could have done without the. I could have done without the WWE reference, but everything else was fine.
Oh, if you could have done without the WWE reference, let me introduce you to the other half of this promo then.
Next, we got Saraya. And the fans were right behind Britt by the end of her portion of the promo.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, they like their Britt.
No, I know that, but in terms of if we're in the back plotting this out, you know that she is she's a heel who gets cheers for the D and the sing along with the DMD. You gotta avoid that.
Well, she didn't even do that. The fans started chanting that on their own.
I know that, and
I think they're totally.
This is a babyface promo, and
this is like Punk all over again, except way worse. So she said that you were handed your position by Tony Khan. The crowd booed that. She said they fed a bunch of QT's trainees to you. And like, this is something that's completely out of left field. They have
just absolutely buried that entire division with those two lines.
Yep, absolutely. She says, you've only been in front of the camera for 3 years, and I have been for 30. I heard it this time. She's been in front of a camera for 30, doing it professionally for 17. She cleared that up because I thought I heard her wrong last week. She said that Britt doesn't have what it takes to be a star. Crowd booed that. I traveled all over Europe because I love this business. The crowd didn't give a shit about that. She says, I was turned down because I was a female. You have no idea what it took to do this. I started Revolutions before it was a trend and before you were even thinking about getting into wrestling. I've done Madison Square Garden, the O2 Arena, the Tokyo Dome, and now I'm in front of an ungrateful bitch. Now here's another opportunity handed to you on a silver platter. You versus me is at full gear.
This promo,
oh my God,
was just dreadful.
It was. And
the delivery, look, I don't mind the passion.
No, the delivery was fine, but they were totally tone deaf.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was tone deaf. It buried the company. I've been in Madison Square Garden, the O2 Arena, and now
I'm here on Boston and University in front of 2,500 people.
In front of 2,500 people. Exactly. It's just, I'm in this podunk. Look, you got to go the other way. You got to go the other way. As opposed to trying to tear down Britt, you build her up.
Yeah.
You say, yes, you have been the linchpin of this entire division. You are great. You have defeated Sheeta. You've defeated Tony Storm. You've defeated all comers, but you haven't defeated me yet. It's something like that.
And she could even say, like, I took this I took this to a place where they didn't even want women on the card. And now I took it to a place where women are featured. And that gave you the opportunity to do what you're doing. Now you've got to beat me.
Yeah, and I look, I
Something
don't
like
like
that.
these. I don't like these promos in general because it's always the legend trying to say, "Hey, look at all the things I did. You've done nothing in comparison," which isn't true. Um,
And even if it was, do you really want
Britt's
to point it
also
out?
had her. I mean, look, the story of Britt Baker at that, because we were. I don't know if you were at this show, but we were. I was at the show. I think it was in New Orleans,
Oh, I
where
definitely wasn't there.
where Cameron Seaman comes in and basically says, we only need to sign one of Chelsea Green or Britt Baker because they're both the same wrestler. You know, that
Oh,
kind of thing. You know, and she has her own hard luck stories and grinding in the shines and shimmers of the world and things like that. You don't need to, you're just here because Tony gave you your position.
no,
Oh my,
she got
that is
over.
so effing tone deaf
She
right
worked
there.
her ass off. She bled, literally bled,
We can
and that she
complain
got
about
over it.
her being overbearing on promos.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate thing, but you cannot complain about her just being handed her position
No.
because the crowd hasn't turned on Britt like they have other people in similar positions at times
Like
or who have been
Saraya.
pushed. Yes, and
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
look, we can outline this and we can hear it, and sometimes you need to go back and you need somebody who's not in the room at the time and go, hey, how does this sound to you? And they have to have that because part of this problem is this is also a very Stanford like promo
In a way, yeah.
or at least.
Especially her part.
Actually, you
Saraya's
know
part,
what? This
yeah.
is an Impact type promo where it's like, I was big in WWE and I'm a star. And now you've never wrestled stars. You've wrestled people.
Yeah.
She put up the women's division as
Oh,
QT
a bunch
students,
of
as
QT's
opposed to you
trainees.
beat Sheeta, you
Yeah.
beat Serena
Riho.
Deeb, you've beaten
Yeah.
Riho, you've beaten all these great wrestlers. And you don't have to do the because
Thunder Rosa.
what used to drive me nuts in the WWE was every time there was a promo with Triple H, whoever was there had to supplicate themselves and go, I respect you. You don't necessarily have to do the I respect you line, but you can at least pump up her resume as opposed to you were just given this job by Tony Khan, because now this makes this match seem like you got to make both people in this feud seem important. And the problem here is you've now healed your legend to your own fans, which is just ridiculous.
Will they recognize that and run with it, or will they keep trying to push her as the babyface?
I don't want them to recognize this and run with it because it's going to become dreadful then. And it's,
I think it's going to be dreadful either way.
I know,
because I think they've made their choice, and I don't think you can rehab Saraya. I don't think she's very likable, unfortunately.
the hard luck story is just one of it's like, I was raised in this business. Yeah, because your dad and mom were both in it. It's like,
yeah,
if you gotta say someone was handed something.
Yeah,
I mean, you got rejected from things and you had a hard luck story and they made a movie about your life, and I get that.
I've been on TV for 30 years.
Yeah.
So you earned your position out of the womb?
Yeah, exactly. It's everything about this just hit wrong. And I think the crowd realized that. And that's why they didn't give her the big cheer afterwards. They're like, what are you talking about?
So then, so Britt was just kind of looked at her and she was speechless. Her reaction was pretty good. And then she tried to cheap shot Saraya. Saraya hit her with some sort of DDT move and then screamed at her, "This is my house." And that was it. So I think I want to share with Vicky now.
So this is the weird thing. She's going to lose the match against Britt, maybe. And then turn heel on the fans, you people, and it's like, oh god,
you wanted me back, and I came back, and you booed me,
and you booed me, each and every one of you, blah blah blah. You're like, oh god, this again, because it actually feels like the promo Athena is going to be cutting in a week, also.
Yeah, they'll probably be partners.
Oh,